They focus as much on the Zeus
Fala,
Brutal matchup at
senhores,
points of the
beleza?
match
Na
because Zeus
represa,
had a bit of a
Grego.
slump at the end of the season and
Hoje
Brutal
está
didn't play during
muitos
the
graus.
season. So definitely a
Muitos
really
poucos
exciting
graus,
matchup that we
cara,
didn't
né?
know we were going to be getting
Olha lá.
at the start of playoffs.
11 graus
But our
agora,
key player
indo
matchup
pros
is
10.
going to be here in the jungle. Now, Owner
11
has
graus,
only really had
entendeu?
one rival
5 da
this season,
manhã,
and that's
pode ver
Peanut.
aqui, ó,
No one else has
4:57,
really
5 da
come
manhã.
close, but Canyon's
E
performances in
você
that KT
acha
series were
que
massive,
eu não vou
and of
acordar
course he had an
só
amazing
porque é
team play
5
there
da
at the end
manhã?
of regular season, so definitely on the
Hoje é
rise
dia
back
de
on the up and up
derby.
here, so definitely an exciting matchup to zoom out
Derby
here.
paulista,
Notice his
mano.
playoff stats
Os
significantly
melhores
better
times.
across the board besides his goal
melhores
difference
times,
at
não.
14.
Eu só não
Close
chamo de
series.
El Clássico,
KT had the lead
porque
a
o
lot,
El
but
Clássico
kill participation
é
way
P1
up,
e Genji, né, mano?
94.1%
Que
in that
existe há mais
KT
tempo,
series.
né?
He was definitely a big
El
catalyst
Clássico não
in their
é
playoff match, and one
esses
thing that
fracos
kind
aí
of
da DK,
surprised
não.
me was that he didn't go for any weird
Aí,
picks. There
entendeu?
was no real, AP jungler that
Aí
Canyon
tem que
pulled
acordar, né?
out.
Não é
of the
porque
woodwork
não
that
é
was
o El
kinda crazy,
Clássico
no
que eu vou
carpet,
assistir o
no
Derby
fiddlesticks,
paulista,
no.
né?
I don't even think he played a game of Talia.
Tomar aqui
It was
um
all
choco na
Showmaker,
alpine
like
aqui,
they
ó.
had that flex,
Rapidão,
but he was
serviço.
just
Não, não é porque
Rundle,
vocês estão
Wukong,
longe.
Viego, like
A
pretty
chora todeira.
straightforward from him, and was still, you know, getting great performances. So, not what I expected, but still, of course, got the job done.
The longer you can hold those types of pocket picks, if your goal
Antes
is
de
not just to
começar,
beat KT, but to then beat
eu abri
T1 and
notepad
then
aqui.
beat Genji and take the
Eu
whole
vou
thing.
tentar aqui, ó.
Want to hold those as long as possible.
Falar
As I
os
thought Danny's
digitar
drafts
os
were
picks-
pretty conservative. I do agree with you.
picks
Much more
que-
than we expected to see from Dom 1 Kia.
Podemos
We'll see if that
esperar
continues
da,
to
principalmente
happen
da
here
DAO,
as
né?
we
Mas
go
os
into the
picks
series
que
against
são
T1.
fortes,
So
os picks
difficult
que
to ban
podemos
out
esperar que
the
são
bottom
tipo,
lane,
off,
but
por
I think the
exemplo.
focal point will definitely be, at least
Top.
in terms of AD carries, on the Kalista and
Champs
the
que é o
Draven
Fortnar.
for Guma Yusi. Everything else is really up in the air, because Guma's not your carry Zeri player, like we've seen so many other players actually
Então,
perform
não,
to
eu
the
não
late
sei, se
game
for no
at
caso
the utmost level.
do
Hasn't been him as
Guri
much.
jogar hoje,
Yeah, and I
nós
feel
vai
like
ter
Duckdom on the other
Sejuani.
side, outside of him playing
Se
the
for o caso do
Lucian,
Birtle,
which he was very much trying to be that huge carry role for his
a gente
team in the
pode ter
playoff
ou
match.
Yoni,
Has just been more of a
ou
conservative, you
Irelia
know,
aqui.
consistent damage dealer, not
Top
necessarily
lane
dragging the
basicamente é
team
isso, mas também tem mais
across
champs, né?
the finish
Tem
line or anything like that. So, bot lane
Tem
should
Ornn
be
também.
interesting. I think that Duckdom and Kellen certainly
Tem,
rose a
entendeu?
couple of
Top
ranks in
tá
my
mais ou
mind
menos
in
nessa
that
pegada.
last series, but
Jungle,
now they're up against Guma and Keria.
Shinzao,
Not going to be easy.
Doctor, pulling the Nila
É que
out, we did
a
see
Gwen tá-
yesterday
a
too.
Jungle tá
A
meio
pick
estranha, né,
that I absolutely
Tá muito
believe
estranha
we
a
will
jungle.
see in this best of 5.
Mas no
Much to
caso
my
do
chagrin, I'm
Canyon,
not a huge fan of the
também
champion
fica
even
ali
still, but
sim,
it
mano.
definitely has its power points. And I think the Renata Cryo goes
E
up
isso vai
with
ser
it.
curioso
Just
porque
really the best deterrent right now in the meta.
o Sr.
And
Wonderlaw
stopping
também
that
é
wrapping
ótimo
strong in
jogador de
lane,
DC,
strong for
né,
lane
mano?
Cryo.
Eu diria que é o
Just
melhor,
does so
né,
many
mas
things. I don't think
se não
Kellen
ser
will be
o melhor,
allowed to play it.
quem vai achar que eu sou o melhor, né?
As for me, what's been so
Yeah,
incredible is
6-7.
Kellen has really outperformed Duckdom. He's been a
mas
more
é.
important part of this team.
Yeah.
And just a few weeks
Selection
ago, we
tem
were saying maybe
gostei,
Bible should be in, maybe he should be the guy, but then Kellen really stepped up.
Shinzao
Yeah, I
tá,
think
tá
part of it is
forte,
the fact that he was
Jarvan
able to
tá
get
ok
Renata Glass.
ainda. No caso do
That
Canyon, ele
champion
joga de
is
Jarvan também.
busted. I don't think that
Não
should
tá
just
tão
be
forte,
allowed to
mas
go through drafts.
Canyon
I
joga
think
de
it can
Jarvan.
go with a lot of meta AD
Eu não
carries.
consegui nem jungle
and
mais,
even
mano. Caraca,
in
só uma
other
mula.
lanes that you wouldn't expect
Deixa eu
it
ver o Reddit
just
aqui, eu
based off of
esqueci.
its individual
Calma,
power.
sabe. Piquilibans!
Let's see where the Renekton goes as well, because we saw a lot of first picking of that yesterday. I think that certainly
Bans.
both of these top
Silas.
players could try to get their hands on that.
Eu acho que eles vão
Lucian is
pensar,
taken away from Duckdom
com certeza.
straight off the bat.
Então eu não gosto de jogar contra
So that
Silas e o
is
Showmaker joga de tudo, né?
Gone now, and I
Eles
imagine
vão
that we'll see the
banir
Kalista
banir
ban
Yumi
here from
aqui,
Dom 1
porque
Key. It's pretty
usa de
straightforward.
carries.
Pretty
Peraí.
easy call to make against Gumi.
Zeri.
He's been his best laning champion this season.
Sivir, Lucian.
He's been
Entendeu? Tá
very
tudo
rarely
forte.
allowed to play it. So we'll be
E
Faker's
aí,
Ahri. The Ahri prio has risen
todos eles
so
combinam com
much.
Yumi. No caso do Lucian não,
Faker
mas
took his, or rather,
Yumi
Toby
combina
took
com
his
esses
first
dois
hit
aqui,
of
que são
loss
os mais
on it
fortes.
last
Então,
night.
se você banir Yumi, já ajuda
Renata
muito.
Glass
Então,
is going to be banned, so
Suporte,
not coming
tá.
out for game 1.
Yumi de
and
first,
just in general,
Lulu
but also
second.
against Kellen. I think on
Nami
blue
com
side you
Lucian.
can afford to ban that out here against
Mais
Dom
ou menos
1
isso.
Kia. We'll see
Fora
if
do
they stick
engage,
to
né?
that ban when they go to red
Tá, eles
side.
baniram Lucian e Renata.
Yeah.
O que acontece? A
really
DK
think
tá
the
ficando
Kalista needs a look.
muito...
That is the one I think that is
Cheaper to
kind
give.
of non-negotiables.
A
Only
bot lane
Faker's
deles tá jogando muito
Galio
de
removed here, so
Lucianami,
trying to leave a
Renata,
lot
Kalista e
open
tal.
right now as Galio,
Nossa,
Camille,
mano.
and just Galio in general has been
Ari Galio,
how
os caras
T1
tiraram
won so
Ari
many of their
Galio,
regular
tô com
season
medo,
matches,
hein?
especially in round 1.
Tô com medo do
But
bid
it's
disso
not
aqui, hein?
considered to be as strong of a pick right now, despite some
mano,
buffs. Night Harvester coming back on the champ.
Ah lá, tá vendo a
As
Kalista?
T1 banning the Kalista
A
here
DK tá jogando
shows they
muito
don't
com
have that
bot
much
early game.
interest
Eu
in the
esqueci
pick.
dessa.
And are not fishing for a first pick there. It might be, you know, saying, okay, well now we're going to take a Draven and you have no answer. But I think
Não vai
Dom
tirar
Monkia
Yumi.
will be wise
É,
to
que
ban
eu
that one away.
tenho um mais de
But
Draven
that
também,
leaves open
tá
the Yumi
interessante,
and
né?
a lot of other champions.
Teve o
So
Yumi aqui, mano.
Sivir, Zeri,
Tirei Yumi.
just a lot of power in the bottom lane. So Damonkia says
Ah,
we are
verdade,
going to
tem
get
essa,
one
tem
of
que-
those.
yeah,
Tem que
but
sobrar os
not
dois,
the
né? Então, aí
Yumi.
o first pick
So
tem que
that's
ser
a big
Yumi.
issue
Tem que ser
right
Yumi
off the
first.
bat.
this is Dom
Porque
Monkia
se não
also
for
taking
Yumi,
away one of the best
É,
counters
os caras
to
pegam
the
Yumi do outro
Zeri,
lado
so if
e
Damwon
o
are
outro
not
AD
planning
Carry, que
on
os dois AD
picking
Carries
this
aqui combinam
right
muito com
now,
Yumi.
I think
Viu?
this Nautilus
Mas tem que
ban
picar Yumi,
was a
porque aí sobra outro
mistake
AD Carry pra
because
você.
you have the ability now to
ADK
as
agora,
T1
eles têm
say,
que picar AD
yeah, you'll
Carry
play
agora.
Zeri into a Yumi lane, we have a lot of
A
different
gente prefere
options like
suporte, eu
Sivir,
acho que eles vão
which you also
picar
left
aqui
open,
o
so we
Zeri.
don't need to take the Zeri if you take it right here, and now you have no
Cara, é
answer
first
if you
Renekton,
leave
velho,
it
meu
up.
Deus.
I mean, not no answer, but the best answer
Renekton
in
Zeri,
terms
então.
of
Ou
lockdown,
Renekton
point
Sivir,
and
tanto
click,
faz.
is taken off the board.
Um dos
Dom
dois.
Monkia will prioritize Renekton for Birdall.
E aqui vai sair
We'll see
Zeri.
what they do
barra
end up
Sivir.
grabbing here. I think the best option
this
is
is the
honestly to
dirty.
take Sivir here. You try to pick away the Zeri, feels very weak into this Yumi pick.
Huh. Feels like Damonkia are taking some notes from Live Sandbox yesterday. We saw this exact response, actually, to the Yumi. It was Renekton Wukong. And that left Sivir available, and it
essa aí é a
made
resposta
Sivir
pra
Yumi come
Yumi.
out and
Interessante.
absolutely dunk.
Vamos saber,
I
então.
expect nothing less from T1. I don't see
Então vai
any
ser
reason
Sivir
why
aqui,
you
então,
wouldn't
é
go
isso?
for this. Even if Damonkia picked the Zeri, you're totally fine. Sivir's
Eu acho que
really
eles já
good
vão
into her
devolver o
anyway.
jungle
Plus
aqui,
Yumi.
pá.
You also get a Zir for Faker.
Não vai não.
Like,
Tem que
I
pegar
understand
Azir,
that
né? O
Renekton
Azir
is
do velhaco,
insanely
né,
strong
mano?
right now on the top side.
Caramba.
Also, Wukong is a great jungler
Ah,
but,
então, não deu
the
tempo de escrever
priority
do mid, né?
on the top
Mid.
side of the map and giving over so many
Azir,
huge picks here for T1
Ari,
is confusing.
Yeah, it's
Só.
certainly
Mentira.
a bit of a head scratcher in terms of
Cork,
what
às
they could have done.
vezes-
Now, the Talia pick here
No caso do
is a
Showmaker, o
Showmaker
Showmaker ele
exclusive
gosta...
and can be
Como o
quite strong
Showmaker
in the
ele
laning
negócio de
phase and works
VTF, eu não
extremely
sei
well with both
se ele tá
Wukong
picando, mas
and
ele sempre gostou de
Renekton.
pegar
So if
TF,
Talia
mesmo que
has
seja
the
meio
opportunity to
off-meta aí.
get Prio and go top
Talia
side,
também tá
set up
forte,
some nice ganks
esqueci.
there. She is going to be very omnipresent on the map. So the composition that Dom
Nossa,
Monkia
eu pus
has
vírgula
is
só
very
nesse aqui.
strong.
Não, só não
What
pus
T1's
vírgula
I
no
think
top
is
da jungle.
stronger, is more
E
meta,
no
and has a little bit more
caso,
control of Prio for early
como
objectives,
counter
which is so
pick,
critical right now at this juncture.
Você tem
We're seeing
Lissandra.
the Gwen band almost every
Counter
time
pick de Ari.
the Renekton is prioritized, and that will be no exception here.
Quark é mais ou
Yeah,
menos.
one of these soft counters to the Sivir, the Alistair, is taken from Kellen, so no shockers here. And right now, the big question becomes, what is Duckdown playing?
Tá.
I think that's really the one thing we
Third
cannot,
foi
at this moment in
Thalia,
time,
beleza.
solve. And if it's going to be Neela into Sivir Yumi, I'm not happy about it. I don't think that's what it's going to be, but I'm not happy about it if it is.
I think Neela and also
Alistar,
Duck Down
nossa.
Special,
Aphelios
Aphelios, are
is-
both not good into what T1 has right now.
Yeah, Aphelios is going to really struggle with his lack of range and the amount of poke that Sivir can put off even with her boomerang. But it might be even just wise to ban it here. Just say we
Alistar,
can't even play
mano,
it anyways. They'll ban Neela.
tá ok, beleza.
And Neela is going to have an
Eu não
experience
sei
lead
como
in the
funciona esse
lane.
chip novo
As
aí
the
direito,
reaction from Duckdown here looks
mas
a little bit like
é uma
he
DK que
kinda
tá bem viável
expected
mesmo, se os
this.
caras sabem jogar
Sounds
bem,
like-
bem viável mesmo.
Well, it looks like he
Concordo
said
com isso.
Aphelios, or maybe he said Senna.
I like how you just tried to read
Senna,
the lips.
Yeah, that's
então,
what I do now. It's my
é
thing.
que assim, Senna é
like,
forte com
oh, looks
TK,
like you said
sem
Aphelios.
TK não é tão
Well,
Well,
forte
the
that's
assim.
S, so
Com
Senna,
Serafine é
I
bom
guess,
também.
but this is
Só que
definitely
como ele vai
leading
picar a
into
Day
a
Sup,
Tom
então
Kench.
é interessante
Doesn't
picar
have
agora,
to
né?
be. Could also get some crazy flexes where we even see Wukong
Warning
go bot
é
to
muito
lead
bom
into
contra
the jungle.
Renekton.
I don't think it's going to
Então
happen.
provavelmente vai ser um Warning
I
aqui
don't think so
mesmo.
either.
It's an option if they feel like it.
E Lee
Tom
Sin não tá
Kench
bom aqui
into,
justamente
you know,
por causa
Yumi
da Thalia,
Sivir
mas eu
doesn't
não
feel
duvido
great,
que ele pegue
to
Lee
be
Sin.
honest. I think this is potentially a Seraphine angle.
Lee Sin
but
ou
I think that the
Xal
problem with
ou...
that is you
Ah,
don't have
Pop
a ton
também tá
of
muito forte, eu
AD
esqueci.
in your composition. They have Ornn now. They can itemize very magic resistant here. And, I mean, just taking a somewhat tanky jungle here
Não sei
for
quem que vai
owner.
vir aqui.
Trundle, he fits the bill just fine. Poppy also
Nossa,
works.
Trundle é
You
muito
can control
bom
that bottom
também
dive
aqui,
as
né,
well.
cara?
Like, Wukong isn't going to be able to win the early jungle. So,
Nossa, é verdade, eu esqueci, mano.
if it's Seraphine here for trying to control
Não
the
precisa analisar nada,
waves
só uma
and
mula.
trying to deal with the bottom prio pressure. I like it more than the Tahm Kench.
Oh,
he's going to pull out Carrier's tip here
Mano, isso aqui
and
é
play
bom,
the
hein?
Yasuo.
I think that's a good
Nossa, olha
enough.
o draft dos caras, mano.
Oh, maybe it'll
E as
be
com cena
Talon
parece
playing
muito
this
like
NA.
it.
loucura, mas é bom
Um,
mesmo.
which,
Quando tem bastante
you're
knock-up,
carry on a
é
more
bom. E só tem knock-up
mechanically
aqui, né?
intensive
Knock-up
champion, that
bom
does
aqui.
make sense, but yeah, if you're
Rapaz.
gonna go down this line, I think it's much better to go for something like this than the Tahm Kench.
So the Tahm Kench, I think, is very bad because
Ainda assim, eu
Silver
acho
Yumi
difícil.
will just constantly
Tá bom
poke
aqui
it
pra
out
poder
with
ficar.
Ricochet,
Craft
with
maluco.
Q, and with Prowling Projectile. So that's
É
just to make it clear to everyone why we
muito
don't like
early
the Tahm
game, eu
Kench,
acho,
even though it's
mano.
very common with
O
the
LS
Senna.
essas horas deve
And
estar
works really
maluco,
well on the
mano.
side lane, etc. It can be
Deixa eu ver
very
o tweet
tanky and
do LS,
annoying.
rapidão.
The Yasuo has wind wall
LS.
into those projectiles, so it will be very
LS.
nice, and then they
Olha o
could
LS,
try
mano.
to aggressively trade up.
Rapidinho.
I'll have the donation goal up next stream.
Is it expensive to rent a truck for a day?
I think for an entire day it's Sabek Manon, which is let me find out what that
O cara
is.
não tá falando nada. Cagar então.
Mustache, but I think it's his lips.
Quem que é esse cara aí?
I don't want to know.
Looking good.
But
That's
the
a good one.
composition of T1 is definitely going to be, I think, the more well-rounded one here, is going to have a lot of early control,
Tá,
and if
tá
that bottom
animada não
2v2
essa
goes
guria aí,
wrong
mano.
for any reason, the game
Não tem
basically
HP
ends there, because there is no backup plan, there is no late-game damage
Olha os gatinhos.
that's going to come through from the Senna
Nossa,
if she
muito
falls
igual,
behind,
diga-se de
and her
passagem.
range
Achei
and her
quem ele-
sustain
Caraca,
won't
não.
matter. So T1, I think, definitely had the better draft, but Damwon Kia throwing us a curveball, something we expected to see a little bit more
Eles
against
acham
KT
quem
Rolster, but we're going to see it
comparison
tonight
points are done by
in the
Faker.
very first game here on Red Side. If
Almost
they can
won.
win game one with this draft and pull it
Almost
off,
won
gives them
against
such a nice
Damwon Kia,
edge here in terms of
3-1.
side selection going into the rest
Mentira,
of the
você
best of
acha?
5.
Yeah.
Vai ser
Really
3 a 1,
comfortable
tem
draft
uma
from
previsão
T1.
aqui.
I think that Domlin are the ones
eu
taking
esqueci
the
aqui,
risks
né?
here, and we'll see if it pays off. Could get them started in a good manner, but we'll have to see. First, game number 1.
Depois eu no meio do jogo eu continuo digitando aqui, tentando lembrar dos picks. Mas tem que dar. Tá, beleza. E coisa.
All right, here we go into our final round 2 match.
Time 1
Which is
versus
basically the final match
Loucos,
before
que
we
é
do get
Loucos
into
mesmo, mano. Na
the
moral,
finals
os caras tão malucos.
of summer
Até
here for the
vem de
Unibank
Zeus LOL
LCK
Owner,
Summer
o
Playoffs.
velhaco. Tem alguma
good
aí que
time
tá
to be
fraco pra desgraça,
a
diga-se de passagem,
League of
cara,
Legends
tá
fan.
jogando. Não tá,
There are
não é o
playoffs
mais
happening
melhor,
all around
né?
the world,
Ele
especially
não
for
tá
you guys
nem
who
o
watch the
terceiro
LCK. We've had
melhor
some
de
really
carry da Coreia, mas
entertaining
Mas é que os outros
matches,
também
really
estão jogando
back and
muito.
forth, some
Sincero.
unexpected
E
stuff.
carry
Yeah, even
a
Domlin Kia
25
coming up
eles
here, a
colocam.
lot of people voting for KT.
E a
Did not
Loucos
happen.
que ia vem de
It's true.
Birdle
I think it
ou
was a pretty
Birding,
big upset.
talvez. Canyon Law, esse daí não posso xingar
I
muito.
was pretty clear about how I
Shoemaker,
thought about it.
fazedor de
That's how
sapatos.
I thought that series
Doc
was going to go. It did not go the
Soletre,
way I
não tem
expected
como
it.
falar o nome desse cara direito.
We were all kind of a little bit
Kelly
shocked.
não tem
Cloud
como zoar, né?
Templar.
Kelly!
I guess.
Well, he read the script. I mean, if you're going to get it that
Esses caras aí
perfect
não são muito bons não, velho.
against the grain
Acho que daqui
in an
não passa.
upset like that.
Esses caras não são muito,
Well, so
muito jogador não, e justo
I think this
jogador não, mano.
lane, if it ends up being Duckdom and Kellen end up getting a nice lead down here, you know, if they could find a pick, or Duckdom has the really nice knock-up, they get a good trade,
Que isso, cara?
becomes
Tô muito
self-sufficient,
cara.
then the top lane becomes a focal
Nossa,
point
moleque é
for
doido,
Canyon, and he can, of course, try to gank assist for Birdall.
No
the
bot,
Renekton can
mano,
get
eu não
ahead,
prevejo
and then
acontecer
Talia can
nada
kind of
aqui,
bounce
tipo, mesmo
between
que seja
both bottom
Yasuo
side
Senna
and
aqui,
top side here because
o Yasuo
of
só não vai conseguir
ultimate,
farmar
because
muito
of
no
her passive,
começo,
where she can rotate
porque
very quickly.
o bicho é
And
melee,
she's going to aim to get prio
Kelly
against Faker
vai
once she
trocar
gets a few
uns tiros
levels
aqui,
and
mas
gets
ele
her
não consegue
tier,
farmar
so she has
muito
enough
isso.
mana to actually continually trade. So
Mas
that's the theory behind this
mesmo não
composition
conseguir
for
farmar
Damwon
nada,
Kia.
tipo,
And then later on, you're going to
level
have
3 ele
strong
consegue
engage with Talia, Yasuo,
tentar alguns,
plus, you know, Cyclone, etc. And you're going to have the
entendeu? Umas
sustain and the
trades
range
aí,
to back
mas
it
ainda
up.
assim eu prevejo que não
Now,
aconteça
this
muito.
only works if
A bot
Damwon Kia can
bot
get through
ainda
the early
tem
game
muita vantagem
without a hitch here. Any
por
errors,
aquele
any
começo,
mistakes, any
tem muito que eles
picks,
fazerem.
this lane falls too far behind, and this comp falls on its face
No
with it.
mid, é meio que mais ou menos também, mas é mais
Kind of what
vantagem
you're
pro,
asking
pro
for is
Faker
level
mesmo.
3 gank already.
Errou
Birdle's gonna mess up
flash!
the flash, and that will be
Não é a
first
primeira vez que eu
blood.
acho que ele
Going
errou
over to
flash.
Owner
não, foi o
already.
Dove que
Here
errou,
goes
esquece.
for the fast level 3
É...
and visits the top lane right away.
Second,
Nossa,
Renekton fail flash, we've seen
mano.
that exact
Errou
spot
flash.
of the map here.
Ó,
We
o
saw
PF
it
do Owner foi
yesterday, unfortunately,
o...
from
Pra quem não
Dove.
manja, foi o
Birdall
PF
will
mais
join the
rápido
club.
que você pode fazer
And It was a top
pegar level
side
3,
start
faz
for
o
Canyon, but
red.
he just did not
Aí
expect
depois
that there would be a
você
jungle
pula lá pro
visit.
Missor lá, vai pro sapo, depois vai pro blue.
Level 3
Aí
gank
você
comes
dá uma
in
telada
against
no
the
mapa
Renekton,
assim,
extremely
vai
powerful.
telando obviamente
As
no
he is
mapa,
so
né? Vê se dá
reliant
pra
on that
gankar,
flash,
se
he
não
does
dá pra
miss.
gankar, você faz o louco,
And
volta pro
Zeus
galinha.
will grab an extra assist here early.
Mais ou
Renekton
menos esse
going to be
esquema
pushed
aí.
out of lane, loses teleport early.
Nesse
And
caso foi
now
isso
is
que o
flashless. No
Owner
flash is
fez.
expended
Aí ele
on the
viu que
top
top
side of the
tava
map for
gankável.
T1. And this
E aí
is
ele
the
gankou,
opposite
né?
of the start that you were wanting. And if you're Dom 1 Kia,
Belo
this
gank
is
do
just
T1 Owner aí.
disastrous, unfortunately.
Já tô vendo que
We'll take another look. Note
uma
that
partida
Owner gets
mais
up here as soon
interessante
as he
pra nós,
possibly can with level
pra nós
3.
que é torcedor
He's
do
just
T1
coming over
ainda,
here
né?
to ward and fails the flash. Would have
Se você
forced the
colocar
flash from Owner.
pilar do outro lado
At the
ali,
very least,
dependendo
they're
de
gonna
onde
get
ele
that
flashar, se você acertar o
He
pilar
misses it.
certinho, onde
Really
o cara vai
unfortunate.
flashar e sem nenhum buraquinho na parede, você consegue cancelar o
that
flash
does
do cara.
happen, but
Consegue.
it's the risky run, right?
Caraca,
And
mano,
Ornn
Genius
was
Minds, velho.
available. We saw the
Rapaz.
two bans
Como
in the
vamos
second
testar
phase
isso
for
pra
Gwen
ver se
and
isso
Vi, which,
funciona?
you
Não.
know, strong
Não tem
bans, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of answers for Owner,
Não tem
or
como,
rather for
tem como
Zeus
criar
to take.
parede no...
And that's why I was kind of saying, you know,
Só
for
se eu colocar
T1,
Champ,
it's a
Champ,
very comfortable
tipo,
draft. You're not really
como
denying anything. You're giving
não tem
them
como você atravessar
comfort
Champ,
picks as well. You're giving them
o
super
jogo
high
bugar
tier
ali,
picks.
tipo,
They
ele
have a
quadrar como se fosse um
fantastic
pedaço de
team
parede, né?
composition that can scale
Mas,
insanely, has so much protection for the Sivir, for the Azir.
Yeah.
So it
Ô,
is a
louco,
massive
6
risk
partidas
that
que
DK are playing
Thalia
with,
e
and if
Azir.
their top lane Renekton that they
Showmaker
first picked is getting behind,
tá
It's
5
not,
a
it's not a great start, but the Talia lane is going pretty well so far. We had the stats there for Showmaker. He's 4 of the 5 wins in each matchup, where it's 5-1 in favor of Talia.
não tá jogando de
Seen,
Thalia,
you know, players like
Jogo não
Fate
joga de
pull this one
Thalia.
off as
Interessante
well.
isso aí, né?
So less common pick here in the later parts of the season. despite being
Thalia
almost permaban.
tá forte, mas
As the
é
trading
mais
does
Showmaker
begin down
que
here.
joga.
Obviously, roots and chips that Duckdom get are going to be very valuable with the healing coming through from the Senna in a lot of
Pera.
matchups, but into the Yumi, you know, she's
Esqueceu
healing
do
right
com
back.
flash ou dive?
Here we go, Trundle rotates over.
Dive?
Don't
Será
think they can
que,
dive
cara?
this.
Tem um de wall, mano. Não, dive
yeah, I
não
mean,
dá
if
não,
they
Suto.
forced it,
Well.
they get a big wave going, but the wave has been cleared a
De
bit.
wall, guys.
Obviously, Yasuo doesn't have
you
much wave
always.
clear. And take a look at where Canyon is. Very
Oh,
nice
you always.
show by the observers. Nowhere near this as the dive is coming on in.
Não tem
A bit
dive
slow
não,
on
mano.
this one. Owner just showing. Maybe
Pensa
opening
pouco,
up some
velho.
space
Trouxe
for Guma to
cérebro.
take a plate, but not even
Tem um
going
de
to
wall
get
ali,
that.
cara. Aí,
This
ó.
gank is still successful in that it
Nossa,
denies a
perdeu
little bit of
muito
CS
tempo aqui, ó. Já
and
perdeu o
gives
sapo
this
ali, ó, do...
push basically permanent power. Like it
Loucos
was
lá,
about
ali,
to
ó,
fade
tem
away,
que
then
dar um
Duckdom and
bait,
Count can
tá
trade
ligado?
back. Now with this trade coming through the way it
Nossa,
did, they can't
Jogo
actually, and they're kind of still stuck here. They're trying to force it, as you can see, but unfortunately will not be able to get back control. And the wave will be allowing this
Tengo mais
free
parece que
back
tem farm,
for Guma
E
Keria.
assim,
And like this attempt from Owner could have been successful in terms of setting up a kill, but I think it's still successful as mentioned before because it gives them the faster back timing. So this lane is just going to continue to have prio. Level 6 first for Zeus.
Yeah,
Enquanto
I mean,
isso,
he's going to
top,
get it 100% up
mano.
here as Zeus is still
Calma,
going in.
Zeus,
He's got full health.
meu Deus, o cara,
And he doesn't
o
have
cara
to
é
kill
o
him.
melhor mesmo.
It
O cara
can
é
just
realmente o
be
melhor.
a harass
Não tem
ult, a zoning ult. He hits level 6 first due to just
que é
getting more of the
isso?
creeps.
Olha
And
isso.
of course the kill, as now it's going to be he that is looking to even potentially chip away at some plates. Generally, it's the Renekton that it just ignores
matchup
the
é boa
Ornn
também pra
and
ele,
gets
né?
plates himself, but not this time.
Turtle gets a stun here nicely. We'll get one
Teoricamente,
extra turret shot onto the Ornn
o Ornn
to
cancela, não
trade
toma
back a
stun
little
do-
bit here,
do
but
Renekton.
prio is pretty permanent
tiver-
right now
se ele
for
for o melhor
T1
mesmo.
at 75
Opa!
seconds before the Drake. Owner, even with
Quem
this
pode ser
topside
pique
control,
aí?
could start taking away
Ô,
this buff,
louco,
and they can
Jungle
hover
Diff
around
não.
there. And Damwon Kia
O Jungle Diff vai e
losing a
volta,
little
né,
bit of
mano?
control over mid right now
Engraçado
too
isso
is really rough for Showmaker
Ou então,
because
se
at this
significa
moment in
que não
time
é
you're
uma
like,
diff.
okay, they're doing Drake. Oh, we identified they're not going to be able to take that one away, so they know the Trundle isn't there. They can
Obviamente
ward
não tem
this.
Jungle Diff aqui não, muito
There isn't
não.
much
Por
power
enquanto, não
elsewhere
tem.
on the map
Teve um
as
tanque, ele não
Helen
pode perder, mas
only level 4.
se o cara flasha a parede, já
Okay, going in for the play, gonna force the flash out of Showmaker. That is a pretty standard one that we see
Eu não
many
sei como ele
times
não
with
flashou
Azir
atrás.
into immobile
É que assim,
mid carries. And it will be no difference
normalmente é meio
here
óbvio que
for
quando
the
vai
Talia, although he
aparecer
does have
quando vai
unsealed
vir
spell
um Curse
book,
Wide, né, que é
Yeah,
o
and
do
Talia also
É bem comum,
in this
tipo,
position
o Azir
knows
dar
that
pro-
Trundle is
pro
not on
Drift,
Drake because they were able to
o
go
seu
identify that
tá,
and ward it,
e o
so there's
Azir
only
tá
one place it
depois,
can be,
então todo
which
mundo
is very
flash.
likely
Os pro
coming
players sempre tem
towards
reação pra
mid
flashar.
lane for a
O Azir
gank,
tá do
so
lado, eles flasham.
knows that even if he gets hit by the Emperor's Divide, there's follow-up coming. Otherwise, could have maybe rode that one out a little bit longer.
Como isso já é óbvio,
Canyon
até
gonna
eu
try
faço
to
isso
come
às
over
vezes.
here and take away blue
O Azir
buff.
flasha
That was
atrás do
warded,
cara e ulta.
so at least he's gonna get
Porque
this
o
back.
cara vai
in terms
flashar
of
pra
money
trás,
here in the jungle,
flash
and
pra
will be
trás,
very
mais flash pra
impactful
trás igual
on
a
this
ult.
upcoming Rift Herald fight
E
with
aí
his level
você acerta
6.
o cara do mesmo jeito, certo?
Subjugate still going to be strong here,
Faker
but in
tinha
terms
opção de
of
fazer isso, mas ele
overall
não
team
fez.
fighting, pretty amazing for
E eu não
Dom1
acho
Kia
que seja
if they can get
por
set up
misplay, eu
prio.
acho que ele
As
não
the
quis
bottom
flashar.
side of the map here is really just about a wombo setup here on the fight,
Não
so
sei.
everything has to go right for
Suspeito
Dom1
que
Kia
no
if
pro
they take a
play
straight up
é
5v5, but they're now trying
uma
to,
kill dessa
as they have these
pro play,
levels online here, pin
Não
down
só em pro play,
the Yumi
mas
Sivir.
esse
You see
aqui
the
eu
lane
não ia
starts
fazer
to
muita coisa,
eventually
é só
get back
ser mais
as the
uma
souls
kill.
come through for Kellen.
Que é
This is
queimar
the
flash.
turn that you normally see with the Senna lane, where
Mas agora
in
o
the
Faker
beginning it
tem
looks
flash,
really rough versus the wave
Thalia
clear,
não.
but you do
E
start
agora
to
numa fight de
heal
objetivo,
through and
quando
have
o
that
Faker
extra
tiver
poke.
flash de novo.
We're gonna potentially have a
Showmaker morre
3v3
numa hora
here. We have
importante.
Senna not on
Eu
6,
julgo
so
que
that won't
seja
be able to
isso.
help here. As in we
Inclusive,
go, the
fazer isso
Ornhorn
é
is
só
going to be
kill,
pulled,
pessoal.
flashed on in, but it doesn't get
3x3.
much on it. Showmaker, but a 3-man
Ai,
follow-up
Faker
knockup
agora,
could be
mas tá
enough.
bom.
Zeus gets incredibly low,
E-
but he will survive as Owner now looking to bite the dust, but will not go down just yet. Duck Dom throw up from the bottom side. He's going to get here first,
On the
and
hunch
he will be
da
able to
Spear.
secure a kill for his team as
E aqui
Guma,
acabou.
with the cat on the book on his back, does
Nice
look to extend, but
rotações,
can't do much at
Nice
this
CB
point.
lá
So
rotations.
Dom1 Kia trade back here,
Inclusive,
grab the Rift Herald. It's
Isso podia ter dado
we
muito
saw the
ruim
potential
se a
of this
CB lá rotations
wombo
dos
in the
caras
team fight from
tivessem-
them, but it was really Zeus who controlled the
tivesse-
fight with an excellent wombo or knockup. I keep saying wombo. Not every CC is a wombo, but he countered the
Porque os caras
wombo.
levantaram, mas o
Of
Yasuo
the
não tava
cyclone
pra
coming
ultar, né?
through, the seismic
não
shove
tavam-
angle for
Aí depois disso o
Showmaker.
Showmaker já não tava
Fortunately,
vivo
without
mais.
Yasuo there
E
isn't
nem o
enough
Canyon
follow-up
tava
here
vivo
to win the
depois que os
fight
caras chegaram dentro do
decisively.
bot, ó.
Look at
Presta
Showmaker
atenção,
set up
os
here.
caras- tempo dos caras morrendo,
The
tempo dos caras do bot
Ornhorn
vivo.
is so massive to
Caso do
help
Showmaker não
lock
precisa nem
Showmaker
olhar,
down
né?
here. Then he
Mas
gets the follow-up
lá do
knockup.
Canyon,
And
e ele apertou os
Zeus
2R, ó.
gets out of
Sabe
here
que não tem
alive.
como. Eles, o Canyon ainda
The
levou.
owner
ó,
nearly
tá
dies
vendo? Não deu
twice.
tempo
Yeah.
deles chegarem, né?
He gets a Triumph proc, I think. He also has Subjugate,
Se
and
isso
then he
fosse
smites
5
the Rift
segundos
Herald
antes,
for the kill, but also
no
to
caso da
live.
a rotação dos caras do
And
bot,
the
isso
fact
aqui
that he
podia
lives
ter
for
dado
so long
muito
is
ruim, mano,
also
porque o
insanely big.
Yeah, he did so much there. It
Se
cost him the
duvidar,
Rift
né,
Herald that he
que
had to
o
smite
Canyon
like
ia
that,
esperar.
but worth it, I think.
Oh,
mais, né?
Bit of a
Se os
bait
caras
up here on the
tivessem
top
lá.
side. No
Aí ia dar
dominus for Birdall, as I think he's going to be in a lot of
Nossa,
trouble.
Vem com o
As he
negócio.
does have a second dash, but there's the knockup straight to the pillar. And Senna's like, I'm helping, but actually not going to amount to anything.
Mano, olha
Very
o pilar do
nicely baited
cara,
by
mano.
Zeus.
O pilar do cara
No
foi assim, ó.
dominus for Birdall.
O cara
Makes it
saiu
an
voando,
insanely
tipo,
easy
saiu.
kill.
Really easy in the Wukong, and
Pena
this
que o
early
Arauto
part of
saiu
the
do
game
Canyon,
isn't going to
meu
be able to
amigo, olha,
compete
olha.
here. He isn't
Strobe
nearby.
sai de olho.
And Birdall
Horny.
is too far up in the lane. He's trying to do Renekton things. He's trying to trade aggressively.
Nossa, se
Canyon's
pog
coming up
desse
over
jogo
here
que
for the
não for o
defense,
Owner,
but
eu
is
sou um
immediately
abacaxi do
spotted.
São
He's getting
Machê,
knocked
mano.
up.
Yeah, I
Eu
mean,
sou um abacaxi do
he's
São Machê,
also going to be
descascado 20 reais.
just chunked down to
Tá maluco.
below half health. Even
Eu costumo
Subjugate
falar isso, velho.
on the
Eu
backside
não
of
sei
that. Didn't
porquê, mano.
necessarily have to
Isso
do
foi na
that, but
minha
he's going
cabeça.
for
Eu não sei, velho.
a bit of harass, I
Não,
suppose,
preciso
or
trocar,
just in
mano. Preciso
case
esquecer desse
they do
abacaxi,
decide to
velho.
hard
Faz-
commit.
faz
Yeah, I
tanto
mean,
tempo que eu
Birdall
lembro que
is
eu tava
forced to
indo pro
teleport,
cinema.
otherwise he might actually
Junto
die
com meus
there,
primos
and
pequenos.
might have wanted to
Eu
walk
ia
back,
pro
does
cinema.
teleport
Eu ia
through.
pro cinema.
And with
porque
no
eles não saem de
real
casa pra-
objective fight coming up here for
Entendeu?
Dom1
Só sai de
Kia,
casa pra
I
comer.
mean,
Agora
yes, the
tem
Drake is
com-
up, but like, I don't think
com a
it's
minha
that bad to
família
subjugate
assistindo,
there to get a
então-
little bit more control up top side. He's got the
Ainda assim não
TP
é
to
tão
come hold this
surpreendente,
wave.
mas, pô,
Rift
eu
Herald,
assisti filme,
no
cara.
other
Eu
resources
vi
committed here to
filme.
stop this.
This is going to get a
Agora
charge.
também não
Should just
assisti
be
a
two
série,
plates. You
o
see that
aqui,
Birdall
não
is able to
assisti
walk
série de
in.
LoL, né, porque
We
eu
saw
sou,
Showmaker also leaning topside, but does
maior
not elect to
infiltrado
try to make any
do
dive or
LoL,
anything
mas
happen.
tudo.
No reason to really do that right now. Still just get the two plates and back away.
Eu nem o filme que a gente tá assistindo.
Showmaker here
Provavelmente
is,
foi os
you know, so
incríveis
far
lá.
in this game, not getting
É o
control of the
dois?
lane, I think like he would
Acho
have
que é o
hoped
dois,
to.
É,
So this
tem
time Canyon sets the
o
trap.
mini
Yeah,
pequeno
he's
lá que o cara
spotted
é mais
very
forte que
late,
o
and
Bill.
Canyon doesn't have much tankiness, but he's knocked up right at the last
quase.
moment as the knockup comes in here to Canyon. Zane's still alive. And they're
possível, velho.
actually still on the chase, and
pô.
Birdall will be able to swipe away.
Nossa, que
Even though the fans were already
essa
cheering
paredinha
for
dele foi
Zeus
muito
living.
boa, mano.
Not this time,
Se o
unfortunately, but he
R2
played it as
consegue
perfectly as he
acertar, que
could
os
have
caras têm
there.
30
Knockout
CC,
comes
não tem
through, he's
como
very
ele dar
tanky, very
R2,
difficult to kill him.
Meu Deus.
Birdall will
Mas
get
se
the
ele
slice
fosse
there
só
in the end to
R2
finish
aí,
him off,
velho.
and the turret does go over to Dom1
Cê é
Kia,
louco,
first
né?
turret
Nem
of the
jogo.
game, so a lot of extra money.
Ué, e
This
aí,
is what you can
Doctor?
do cross map. Or try to
Jogo de
do.
LoL.
Yeah, looks like actually 2-1 or not
mais, né?
going to go for
Tá,
this.
ele jogou
I
certo.
mean, it's, you know,
Ele
they
sabe
have
jogar.
very
Nossa,
defensive
eu quero
summoners when it comes down to it. You are going up against the Yasuo, which if he does get a
Enquanto
3-man
isso, tá
knockup,
rolando
you're just going to be
mid
CC'd
farm,
forever.
né? Mas
So
aí não é culpa do
that's
Showmaker,
the scary bit there. No
essa
need to
matchup
force it at this
tem
point
como, né?
as
Mas
T1.
tu-
Yeah. So a lot of jungle traps topside really
Birdo tá
paying
fazendo
off
Lord
for these two
Drinker,
teams.
mano.
Somebody call Malron.
Todos os Renek que estão saindo até agora
That was his MO here in the LCK,
Fizeram-
before he moved over to the LEC.
espada do rei.
As this is going to be finally enough control here,
Por que que os caras tão
Damonkia
ficando
say,
reneco de novo?
of the bottom
Não,
side to
acho
actually
que
start
ele-
up this
ele
first
é bom
break
de
will be
game.
a Mountain Drake. A lot of extra
E
resistances for this
os caras falam que é a
composition.
resposta
T1 know
pra
about this,
Yumi.
but will not be able to
Acho
stop
estranho
it.
isso aí, mas faz
The
sentido.
Scry it, it's the sad
Saiu,
Scryers.
aí saiu,
Could
você
we
já
steal
flash
this?
da
The
W
answer is
nela,
no.
acabou,
And
né?
they back
Acabou o jogo,
away.
né? Da Yumi, no
And,
caso.
you know, unfortunately
só
for
Yumi
Zeus here, making
jogar
impacts
Yumi
on the
pensando
map,
em
a
jogar
lot more
direitinho,
difficult in this
mas-
extremely long lane he's in now. You can see he's taken the wolves
que
at this
tem
stage
uma
in
coisa
time.
garantida.
Birdall
O
also
Faker
hiding himself on the map right now, taking Raptors, trying to
tá
get any money he can.
fazendo
A lot of souls are lost here.
Crown.
Yeah.
Ele tá fazendo Crown.
Just pointing that one out, Kellen has
Entendo,
been doing a
porém,
decent amount of roaming. You'll note
não
that
acho que eu
there is
faria,
a
né,
2-level gap
nessa
between
partida aqui.
him and Dugdom, who has been
Não acho
left
que eu
to
faria,
solo lane.
embora
It is
também-
Yasuo, after all.
Não,
and
na
it
real
is
tem que
support
fazer,
channel,
mano.
so, totally
Eu
fine
falei
that
que
this
é
does
muito
happen.
inteligente, na verdade. Eu tinha esquecido,
He
tem
can just hang
Yasuo.
around, get some wards down with the help of his
Se
jungle
o
and his
Kong
mid laner.
levanta, o
Once he
Yasuo vai
gets
ultar.
his Umbrglaive,
Esse vai
that's
tá
when
morto.
he's going to make a
Se
really
tiver
big
de cross,
impact
ele
on the
tá
map
morto.
too, and that's, you know, the kind of
Tem-
control we were talking about
tem-
Damonkia would like to
tem coach
have
das
in the
zonas
mid game
ainda,
with
mas,
this composition
tipo,
so that he has the freedom
você
to
vai-
do that,
depois das zonas
make
você
it
vai
very
tá sem
difficult
vida,
for
velho.
ward clear for T1, because they're running Yumi. So
E você
she's
tem
not
que ultar
on her
ainda,
own
tipo,
able to clear
depois
wards.
dos
Trundle
zonas você
can
vai ter que
very
ultar
safely,
ainda,
but
porque
still,
se você
it's
ultar,
very
se você não
frustrating
ultar,
because
você
you
vai
only have
perder a
one good
fight com o
clearer.
Showmaker looks like he was backing on a ward, and he is just donezo.
devia, né?
Not even going to
Oh,
elect a
que velho.
flash, although he does Ghost, which has a
Então não tem
lot
como,
shorter
cara.
of a cooldown, but it's still a
Eu
free
acho que-
kill
eu
here
acho que Crown foi
to
muito
Faker,
inteligente aqui. E
carry
é,
and
tipo assim,
Owner.
só o
They
Max
all pile
HP, o
on,
Max
and it
HP,
could be even more as Kellen here.
bônus HP que
It's not
você
going to be
tem no-
spotted, but a little bit of a zoning ult as they're just going
Crown.
to take mid-turret
É,
at
já é o
15 minutes into the
suficiente.
game.
They're just like, yeah, I'll take
Everfrost
that, thank you.
interessante também.
One
Você poderia
small
ver da
error from
Everfrost aqui,
Showmaker,
mas é que
and
nesse
T1
caso
are
a gente
going
tá
to get a
falando do
huge
Azir,
trade
né?
back of
Azir de
money.
Everfrost não
Big
presta
control of the map,
muito.
which with Sundisk
Que
is
parece.
massive because this means you can hold the wave as Azir. We've talked about this a
Então,
lot
Crown é melhor
recently,
que isso.
where
Se tivesse por
it's been a
ele de
very common
Victor,
strategy is put
não,
Sundisk up
Everfrost
in mid
já
and also
era
in bottom lane to
suficiente.
control the bottom objective
Na minha
and
opinião,
get that
eu
extra
acho.
prio. They'll use it this time
Porque aí
to
você vai
just take a
ter
free
esse
Herald.
bônus HP, não é
and,
tanto, mas
well,
é o suficiente pra você
Could have
castar
used set up for this Herald. It will be
uma
Damonkia who
skill,
starts it first, but they can come over and contest.
e
And
depois das zonas, sabe?
Damonkia, to get this choke point
Você
controlled,
precisa castar e das zonas,
Yeah, I
ou
mean,
das
it
zonas
looks
e
like
castar,
they
mas
should be
você
able to
pegar
get this
pra isso,
objective, but
velho.
you see that T1 are looking
aí,
to
nesse-
fight here. Crown
time dos
finish
caras,
for
mano.
Faker. Knock up, not going to hit
Presentinho,
anyone as the
presentinho
wall
faz
will come in, and
diferença.
Guma's like, yeah, you want to go,
E
buddy?
olha,
I'll
mete
take you
fight,
down.
olha só.
But this does mean that Guma's not
Faker.
in the rest of the fight,
Oh,
as
Faker.
Showmaker is going to die, and the rest of the team of Damonkia is on the run. As
Essa
Dom
ult,
will get that knock up.
eu não
Does
sei
not
como
even
usaria
bother to
também.
last breath
Sei que ele
as
tá em
everybody's
dúvida
just
se
being
usa
chased
pra
down here
trás,
by the Trundle, by the Ornn,
pra
by
jogar
the
um cara
Azir,
só,
as they are going to get this
time,
kill
ou ele
onto
acerta dois,
Zeus.
mano.
But Owner
Eu
is
ficaria na
basically a
dúvida
raid
também.
boss at this point in
Ele
time.
escolheu
And
acertar
Gumi
dois,
Yusi is
mas
just solo farming.
yeah, Guma's
Eu
like,
sei
yeah,
que
you guys can
escolheria,
have fun
cara.
up there on the top side.
Eu acho
We'll
que
take the
o-
2 for
como
1
joga no
trade,
automático,
and I'm going to
mais
get some damage
automático
to
de
this
Azir,
inner turret,
eu
take the extra
provavelmente
farm.
ia
And you
jogar
know,
pra trás.
Damonkia, this is a pretty risky
Cara
call
só.
to go for the Herald here, considering the amount of
garantida a
control
morte,
T1 had on the map, and how
Ali
this
não morreu
composition
os dois
works
caras
with
que ele lutou.
Call of the Forge God,
morreu
Emperor's
dos-
Divide, and
mas morreu o
Sivir,
cara
with a
que
Kraken
ele-
Slayer at this stage of the game,
morreu dos caras.
versus, yeah,
Não
Yasuo,
mudou
he
nada
can
nessa-
fight, he can
nesse caso aí.
skirmish well, but the setup has to be perfect,
E
and if
isso tá
you're turning
acontecendo no jungle
as
mid
Damonkia's
diff,
comp,
né?
you're really weak,
Caramba,
and they get a
top
trade back
diff-
kill because
top
of that turret
diff não tá
topside, and
tão
a little bit of
grande.
a, you know, error there in how they set that up with the Cyclone trade back.
Bot lane
We're
tá
going to go back
igual
to
também.
Baited by the scanner.
Embora tá um pouco
Kellen
diff
just
também,
barely
mas
missed
é
that
mais
brush,
do
and he
draft.
like kind of sidled over to catch a little bit of it, but did not spot
mais
the
do
ward.
draft.
which leads to that mid turret going down, and then notice Damonkia try to turn this with their composition. Showmaker's on the edge, but has to come into this fight so late. By this time, Birdall is down at half. They turn on to Canyon, who has to get over the wall, and control is given to T1. They do, of course, get the Herald,
Eles não
and
têm
Guma
nada.
flashes on him for the kill. Things go a little bit awry here on the top side of the map with this turret. Cyclone is good from Canyon, but still, T1 getting everything they wanted out
Eu
of
acho que o
this.
Faker
They
tem
come
uma
over, get
flecha
the
a
back
mais por
timing,
causa da ult que ele escolheu
and
fazer.
win a fight, get control of mid, push
Pelo menos
Showmaker
um
out,
ponto pro Faker.
and I mean, they have ultimate control all over the map now.
Faker não, mas...
Yeah, it's, you know, you look at the golds and you say, hey, I mean, Damonkia's not that far behind. This feels like it is a stomp, okay? Like, every single fight is
fazer,
going
mano.
in favor of
Infelizmente,
T1,
assim
it feels.
funciona.
Damakia did get
Mas
the
é
one
triste.
Mountain
Muito
Drake,
triste.
which is nice. But
Muito
you don't
triste.
have any traditional tanks on your team, so nobody's going to be getting like huge
E o
percentage
Tengu
gains.
Mayushi
It's
está
definitely
ficando
good,
forte.
but it doesn't
E uma
feel like
Sivir
much
forte
compared
não é
to the
interessante.
2-0 and
Inclusive, essa comp
2-Azir,
dos caras
who
é muito
had
boa
a
contra a
pretty
Sivir,
free
né?
lane. The
A Sivir tá
1-0
pau pra
Sivir,
engage,
who had
mano.
a pretty
Pra
free
engage
lane.
hard, assim.
And all of the
Esse que é
gold
foda. O boneco
that
dela
is
é bom,
going into
é
these
bom contra
carries
time
with the scaling
close,
composition.
porque ela não tem muito
Canyon's
range.
hiding, but I don't know if he wants to
Mas
go
ela
in.
não pode tomar engage hard, porque senão
Okay,
ela morre
Duck
também.
Dom is
Agora não é
like,
tão
maybe
difícil.
I do a
Não é
little
tão
bit of
fácil
damage to
dar
this
engage
horn.
hard
As,
assim.
in fact, with the last breath, it should be enough. The armor will be penetrated there.
Zeus,
Duck
bota no
Dom
maluco
is
das
able to
ideias,
find a
mano.
follow-up kill.
All right, well, now
cara
T1,
mesmo
they
já,
go
mexe
very
vivo.
far down the lane without hard committing, without
Pelo
that
menos
information about where
o-
Canyon is,
a ult
and
do
then
Renekton,
they
saiu a ult
kind
do
of half
Renekton,
commit.
e
Half
a
the
ult
team
dele é
realizes,
sua.
okay, we can't push the other part is too far forward.
Esse tem
Now they
embora
have
o cooldown
Cryo
seja
on this
baixo,
break.
e se
Kia should be able to wrestle
até
away.
ele
TP
voltar se
coming through
precisar,
from
né?
Birdall, and here's
E
the
se
flank
eles
angle.
enrolarem a tempo, o Renekton não vai
They
ter
try to
ult.
push away the Renekton here.
E
Renekton, no
o-
flash,
Jogo
no
tá chegando.
dominance. And a
Tá,
very
eles
nice
tiram o
wall is put
dragão
up
atrás
here.
do
So
Renekton.
on
Eu
the
acho que
hunt
não pega.
towards the Renekton, who again does not have any flash and will just be rooted and most likely just
também.
killed.
E
And
se
fed to one of the carries.
pegar-
It will be
pegar
Yumi
jacaré,
Yusi. So
pelo
now
amor
we've
de
got a
Deus,
2-0 Sivir. And Damakia did pick up the second Drake. Those are really nice now, but
Tá, ok.
So
Tá estranho esse jogo aqui,
what I love
tipo,
about T1
até
in these
tatuagem
situations
tão grande
is
assim,
they
tá ok.
overextend,
Tá, ele
they
deu
lose
essa-
somebody, they can't win Drake
Oxi.
fight, but they're
Não,
like,
foi
I know where the
atrás
Renekton is, we can kill him, and then instantly go top and push the turret.
Oh,
yeah.
This is how you lose a Drake.
e a sua
This
outra?
is how you lose a Drake.
you watch and live sandbox?
And I just love a lot of other teams that are like, no, we have to force a fight here, or, oh, we got to try to zone them, even with the Talia wall up, we've got to go in. T1 are extremely decisive. They get that pick on the Renekton, they
They're
push
trying to
top
fight
turret,
here.
and now they're going to force a fight here.
Os caras
Yeah,
estavam
they
falando da...
have so much map control right now. They're looking for Canyon, but this
da
plant
KD. É que eles
exists
estão saindo de
in the
volta,
game,
mas...
so he
todo
will be
mundo
able to get
lembrando
away.
KD.
The wind wall,
É,
very
a
nice by the
KD,
way, into the Ornn, as you can see.
DK vs
I love,
KD, duas...
I love
tava
the
o
subtle
jogo 5,
shade on
né?
the plants,
Jogo 2 e
always.
tal.
Yeah, I'm just not a big plant fan.
Tava...
I don't think they add too much
acho
to
que
the
soul
game,
point
but
pros dois, se duvidar.
maybe that's
sei,
just
mas
me.
tava soul point pra
It is
KD.
going to allow Canyon to
Aí
get
eles
out
estavam
without
aí
using
trocando
his flash.
soco ali no
Yep.
dragão, aí...
Damonkia losing
A KT
control
fala, eu vou
of the
fazer
top part of the
Cloud
map there momentarily.
Aí a
Birdall
DK
with no
falou,
vision around Baron right
beleza,
now.
eu vou
Outside
fazer
of
o
the,
Nexus.
you know,
Fair trade? Aí
small
eles
amount
fair
of vision he
trade,
has
aí
with
eles
his
perderam
minion
o jogo,
wave
mano.
is
A
not
DK
really
só
able to
rushou
push
mid só
anything more
e
here or
ganhou o
side
jogo,
lane at
mano.
all. They have no
Literalmente.
vision whatsoever of T1.
Aí ficou,
And the
acho
vision
que
they had around the
Canyon,
Drake they
não sei
took
mais quem, mas
is
ficou Canyon
residual
mais
but
pra segurar os
useless, you know,
recalques.
at
O
this
resto
point in
foi
time
puxou
for
mid
the
e
Renekton
acabou o
top
jogo.
side. This allows Ornn to push
Top
freely here
5
bottom side, as Renekton showed,
Cloud
so he can just
Souls
delete all
já
of these
vistos na
minions.
LCK.
And for Damonkia, getting from their
Cê é
base
louco.
to the available
Tem que
farm
clicar.
right now with those turrets down, well, the turret down in mid, top side down, and
E
no vision control of top
agora-
side is really difficult.
Yeah.
So T1 are just kind of saying, yeah,
Olha,
you
esse
guys
já tá
got
em
two elemental
já.
drakes, but I don't know if it really matters. Those two isolated versus the
Eu não
Infernals
sei
we're now
como tá a
looking to
Bíblia
pick
tá
up.
ali esses
It
dias, mas eu
very
acho
well
que
may be a soulless
Liandres,
game in terms of the
principalmente
drakes
nesse
here. Is
jogo, deve
so
ser
that this is
Liandres
the ear
e-
turret. And T1 are just like, I won't get
eu
caught,
acho que
I
tem
will
uma
not
luta, né? É que a Thalita
overextend,
tá gastando até
and I
uma
will
boa
deny
mana,
you
viu?
from getting CS.
Aí tá.
They can push for the
Passando
inner if anyone goes bottom to save that bottom turret, and
É... Aí
Birdall
já não sei
can't
o
even do
que
it.
ele tá
Like,
fazendo agora. Faz
he
rabadão
is
agora,
sitting in
puta,
his
mas
own
ele
jungle,
veio mal
doesn't know
demais, hein, mano.
if he's really on vision. He gets
Rabadão
ran a
aqui
bit, so he's
não é
like, oh,
ruim,
well, I
mas,
can't go
entendeu?
bot. I
Vai ter muita
might
vida
look
já,
mid with
cara.
my team for a play, but we can't really engage in that Sundisk
Aqui,
from
Demonic
behind.
Embrace é
If
muito bom já.
Birdall goes bottom,
Esse
T1
drible que
collapse
os
on
caras
him,
têm,
kill the
Demonic
turret, then
Embrace
kill the
e-
inner turret bottom, and are like,
Nossa,
thanks.
Demonic
Thanks for trying to
Embrace,
defend your turret.
Liandres e...
As a result, Damonkia's
Yeah.
options are so limited here, and the Sundisk turret means they can't even get mid
Será?
cryo.
Surf Embrace?
That's one of the other reasons why Azir is so strong,
Chamou o
especially when he's
Shurelli
this
do nada,
fed.
assim, que isso.
Going to be looking for a little bit of a
Chamou
play here.
Void,
Kellen not in the best
Ram,
spot, has to
Ram,
heal
sei lá.
and
Você
go
quer Ram
on the
inglês,
run.
agora que o Ram
So
é-
the rocks will be put
Português.
on the ground to deny any follow-up dashes, but Faker is
Faker
getting
dash
in
pra
there
frente,
with
tem
his
crown,
extremely
vai pro
defensive
Renekton.
itemization. He can just
Renekton
do this.
flash R
He
pra
is
sair,
not
porque
scared at
senão
all. He has
morre.
crown and Zhonya's. So
Mas
like,
precisava,
imagine
mas
trying to
também
take him down right now. Is they're trying to get on top of Guma, who has isolated himself, and he will be flashed on and maybe killed.
Foi
He's very
flash?
fast.
Caraca, não foi de
With that
flash.
ghost, and he will be able to get away.
Agora a DK
The
tá
follow-up
metendo
here
roça
onto
aqui.
Birdall, who now does not have Flash or the Dominus. He will be taken down in the pillars, and the follow-up will come in from the side of T1. Big last breath,
Aí, ó.
though. Trying to turn this one around as
Eu
Ace
que
is
fiquei
going
na
to
de
get
Crown,
low.
mas o HP
But
que ele
he's
tem
just
ali, ó,
too
salvou.
tanky. They don't quite have the
Salvou a
damage
tempo
to
dele
make it
das
through,
zonas
and
e
that
a ult, ó.
Showmaker
E
will
a
finally be
Zonas
able
ult dele
to.
foi
But the
diferencial
Yumi
aqui.
still here, still healing healing
Se não
through
sair a
all of
ult
this
dele, o
damage.
Owner não faz
And
estrago.
it wasn't a clean fight, but it is going to be T1s in the end, as 3 of them will live.
Calma,
A triple kill for Owner, who now has 7 kills on Trundle as they push and will take the Baron.
And there's your plant as well, the other one. That's going to give him enough healing here to
Tá,
feel
já
they
que a
can
gente já
take
sabe o
this
que vai
Baron.
acontecer aqui, vamos dar um replay aqui, né? Eles vão dar replay, mas vamos dar um replay aqui.
From the side of T1,
Vamos lá.
himself.
Nossa, a fight foi
On
longa.
to deny any
Olha lá, Faker deu
follow-up
dash pra frente,
dash,
queimou,
but
perdeu a
Faker
crown,
is getting in
mas
there
pouco o Renek.
with his extreme
Aí o Zeus LoL deu flash
Extremely
E, o Renek vai ter que ultar e
defensive
flashar, senão vai morrer.
optimization. He can just do
Aí,
this.
ó.
He is not scared at all. He has crown
É,
ends on.
os caras, Canyon
Yes. So like,
decidem ir
imagine
atrás
trying
do
to take him down right now. Is they're trying to get on top of Guma, who has isolated
Flash
himself,
R Ghost,
and he will be flashed on him.
saiu vivo certinho,
Maybe
tá ali depois da
killed. He's very
parede pra não
fast
matarem os
with
caras
that
lá.
ghost, and he
Zeus
will
LoL
be
pôs do lado,
able to
mas
get
não tem
away.
como Zeus LoL.
As the follow-up here
Aí
on the
eles
Burtle,
levam
who
o
now
Renek,
does not
tá
have
meio
flash
forte,
or
ficou
the
com
dominance. He
7
will
mas não
be
tem o que
taken
fazer,
down.
Renek. Faker ele pula pra frente.
Killers and
Aí assina ulta todo mundo. O Canyon ele pula e ulta os caras. Não, ele ulta os caras?
decided to have
Não sei.
flash or the dominance.
Não, ele não ulta os caras não.
He
Foi
will
o Showmaker
be
que
taken
levantou
down.
dois.
The Killers and the
O Showmaker
follow-up
levantou o Faker.
will come
Ué, pera,
Come
calma.
in.
O que levantou aqui? Não entendi.
from
Ah, não,
the
foi
side of
colocando
T1
isso mesmo.
flash
É que o
or the
Showmaker levantou
dominance.
e
He will
estudou
be
os
taken
caras. Aí
down.
o
The
depois
Pillars
ele
and
levantou
the
os dois.
follow-up
Isso.
will come in.
Levantou os dois. O Faker não tava de crown mais, obviamente.
Not have flash or the dominance. He
Ah lá.
will be taken down. The
Mas
Pillars and the
o
follow-up
shieldzinho e
will
o
come in
HP
from the
dele, ó.
side of
O
T1.
HP que
Big
tem
last breath.
Everfrost foi o suficiente, ó. O HP que ele tem ali deve ter uns 300 e pouco. O shieldzinho mais o Everfrost foi certinho.
This
Aí
one
com essa vida a mais que ele tinha ali, aí eles... Ó, e o Zeus LoL ainda levantou bem na hora que ele tava saindo dos zones. Aí ele
is just gonna get
ultou, flashou pra sair do range pro
low.
Faker, né?
but he's
Mas
just
ele
too
entrou no range do contra,
tanky.
deu na mesma. Ele
They don't
morreu. Só que aí, ó,
quite have the damage to make it around.
imagina essa fight aqui sem a ult do Faker aqui, ó.
It's gonna get low. But he's
Agora
just
acho
too
que ainda tinha
tanky.
como, né?
They don't
Mas
quite
eles
have
iam
the
levar o
damage to
Zeus,
make it
depois
through
iam
him, and
focar 3
Showmaker
caras
will
no Wonder
finally
ali.
be able to.
Eu não
But the
sei o que ia
Yumi
acontecer.
still
Provavelmente
here,
o Wonder
still
ainda
healing
tinha uma
through all
chance
of
de
this
fazer estrago aí,
damage.
porque tinha
And it
Yumi,
wasn't a
mas
clean fight, but it is going to be
a
T1s in
ult
the
do
end,
Faker
as
foi
3
muito
of them
boa
will
nessa,
live.
então
It's
top 5 breakdown.
fair, they've had
fights
enough.
aqui.
They said this game was too easy. Let's
Enquanto
just end
isso
this one.
aqui,
Zeus
acabou, né,
gets
mano?
extremely
Nossa.
low, but he will
Peraí, só
survive.
deixa eu voltar aqui pra ver o que aconteceu.
Canyon
Depois do Baron.
0. Fine.
A minha análise demorou muito, mano, porque eu sou um
Top
banana. Peraí,
Just going on to
tá.
the orange.
Saiu o Baron aqui, aí
Enough
depois o
time
Baron
with-
foram pro drag. Beleza.
comes through,
tranquilo.
This
Vamos ver o que
Infernal
aconteceu na
support over
teamfight
to his
do-
team, but now they're
Right.
grouped up as 5. And they have it in a good
Ok,
spot
tá
here.
ali
Canyon's
posicionado
looking for
pra
that
roubar
epic
já.
flank, but he's
Roubar
spotted.
naquelas, né?
So they know
vai
exactly
provavelmente
where he
flank,
is,
né?
consistently pinged
Que
here.
eles têm que
Owners
fazer um
right
guerreiro
on top
assim,
of the
tem que
Drake. Just waiting for that steal.
Já
Subjugate comes in.
roubou,
Canyon
deu
has to
subjugate
hop out of the
no
pit.
Canyon
That is
teve
going to be
que
a free
voltar.
Drake here for T1. As Baker goes a bit
Drag
deep,
pra
but he's totally fine. Again, he's very
tá
defensive itemization.
frente
Now
ainda,
Kellen
pularam no
is just
Kellen.
going to get 100 to 0 basically on this
Kellen tem que
immobile
levantar o Kellen,
Senna.
levantar
Duck
o
Dom
Faker,
gets the last breath here on the
levantou,
Faker, who does not care at
morreu,
all.
que tava
Has
bom
more
já.
armor than
E aí
Duck Dom
acabou.
compare. And that might
Aí,
that a
pegou o Showmaker,
vision there.
beleza, acabou o
They-
jogo.
Get here,
be low, but he will survive.
over it and come
1-0
over it and
T1
help
já.
out your Renekton. We're gonna pick
Tamo
that
junto,
off, grab a
guys.
turret
Tô
top
postando
side,
já.
set